Welcome to the next video under shear strength of PFC beams. In the first video, we have learned about the types of shear failure and we estimated the principal tensile stresses. Now in this video, we'll analyze the ultimate shear resistance of the PSC sections. Uh, if V is the shear force at any section, then VCW is the ultimate shear resistance of concrete in a section due to web shear cracks, and VCF is ultimate shear resistance of the concrete in a section due to flexural shear cracks. That means we have two criteria: one resistance due to web shear failure and another resistance due to flexural shear failure. Now under these two criteria, as per IS 1343, we'll see what is the equation. Now considering the first failure case, which is failure due to web shear cracks, for that corresponding shear strength is VCW. Now we know the principal tensile stress equation. F minimum value is Fx plus Fy by 2 minus 1 by 2 root of Fx minus Fy square plus 4 tau v square. Now this direct stress Fx is FCP, which is compressive pre-stress at the center of the section. Fy is 0. The F minimum, the principal tensile stress F minimum value is minus Ft, which is the tensile strength of the concrete. So which is given as Ft is 0.24 root of FCK as per IS 1343. So this is tensile strength of PSC concrete. Where FCK is the cube strength of the concrete. Now substituting these values Fx, Fy and F minimum in the equation, we'll get it as minus Ft is equal to FCP by 2 minus 1 by 2 root of FCP square plus 4 tau v square. Now this tau v is the shear stress due to the transverse load, so which is given by Vs by I into B. So we have considered this in the first video. So tau v is Vs by I into B. On simplification, we get VCW is Bi by S root of Ft square plus FCP into Ft. Now for flanged sections, the equation become VCW is equal to 0.67 BW into H root of Ft square plus 0.8 FCP into Ft, where H is the depth of the section, BW is the width of the web. So this is the shear resistance due to web shear failure. Now suppose if there are inclined cables, like you have bent cable or parabolic cable, then we have seen that the cable will try to resist the shear force. So the shearing force V sub W will be increased by an amount equals to Vp, which is equal to P sin theta. So therefore the equation will be VCW is 0.67 BWH root of Ft square plus 0.8 FCP Ft plus Vp, which is P sin theta. So this is the shear resistance due to web shear failure. Now considering failure due to flexural shear cracks, suppose if FPE is effective pre-stress after all losses, so which should not be greater than 0.6 times of FP, where FP is characteristic tensile strength of pre-stressing steel. Tau C is ultimate shear stress capacity of the concrete, which is as per table number 6 IS 1343 1980. So the value for tau C is mentioned in table number 6 at page number 47. And suppose if BW is the width of the member, breadth of the member, which for flange section it is taken as width of the web. M0 is the moment necessary to produce zero stress in a concrete at extreme tensile fiber of the concrete, which is given by M0 is, as per IS 1343, it is given as M0 is equal to 0.8 FPT I by YB, where FPT is compressive stress at extreme tension fiber due to effective pre-stressing force. I is the second moment of area, YB is distance of extreme tension fiber. This is extreme tension fiber from the center of the beam section. And V and M are the shear force and bending moment respectively at a section considered due to the ultimate loads. So therefore the equation for shear strength due to flexural shear failure is given by VCF is equal to 1 minus 0.55 FP by FP tau c BWDE plus m naught by m into V. So this equation is as per IS 1343 1980. So no need to by heart this equation. The equation is already mentioned in IS 1343. And now let us see some problems under this section. So let us solve this problem. A beam of unsymmetrical I section is mentioned, whose flanges are given, web thickness is given, overall depth is mentioned, span is 22, it has parabolic cable, zero eccentricity at support, maximum eccentricity at midspan is mentioned, the effective pre-stress is mentioned. Now we have to determine the shear resistance of the section at support. So you have to take FCK is 50 Newton per mm square. Now this problem is the web shear failure problem. The flexural shear failure means you need to have the moment at a section. Now here it is directly the web shear failure. So the first case, now what we'll do is first we'll calculate the first moment of area. Let us draw the section first. It is symmetrical I section. Sorry, it is symmetrical I section. It's not unsymmetrical, a symmetrical I section. The width of the flange is 500 mm, depth 150, overall depth 1000, this is 150, this is neutral axis. Now first moment of the area, that is the statical moment. S is, so the moment of this area, it is, this distance is 350, so it is 350 into 150, the web part into 350 divided by 2, this distance plus the lower flange 500 into 150, its CG from the neutral axis, it is 350 plus 150 by 2, so that is this distance. So S is, you'll get it as 41.06 into 10 to the power of 6 mm cube. Now calculating moment of inertia I, considering this as a rectangular section entire, so B d cube by 12, 500 into 1000 cube divided by 12 minus this hollow portion, 2 times the hollow portion. This hollow portion is 350 by 700. This is 700. So 350 by 700. 350 by 700 cube divided by 12. This is twice, 2 times the hollow portion. 350 means the 500, total is 500. 500 minus 150, total is 350 only, so it is so 350 into 700 cube divided by 12, so I value is 3.166 into 10 to the power of 10 mm raised to 4. This is the moment of inertia value. Now the FCP value is P by A minus R plus P by Z. So E is 0 at supports. So FCP is P by A, or it is eta P by A. That is considering the effective pre-stress. Now this is pre-stressing forces. The effective pre-stressing force is mentioned 1250. If not, losses may be given. So calculate the effective pre-stress according to that loss. So now the effective pre-stress is mentioned 1250 into 10 to the power of 3. That divided by the area. Area is 2 times the flange 500 by 150 plus the web 700 by 150. So FCP value is 4.9 Newton per mm square. Now the tensile strength of concrete FT is 0.24 root of FCK. So 0.24 into root of FCK. FCK is 50. So this FT comes to be 1.7 Newton per mm square. Now this is a parabolic cable. So for parabolic cable we have to add VP. So that VP is P sin theta. So where theta is 4E by L for the parabolic cable. So which is 4 into E, eccentricity at the center is 300 divided by L, 22 meters into 10 to the power of 3. So this comes to be 0.05 radians. Theta is 0.05 radians. So substitute here. So VP is P sin theta. P is, or you may take it as eta P sin theta. So this eta P itself is the effective pre-stress. If not, loss ratio will be mentioned eta. So calculate accordingly. So this eta P directly is mentioned as effective pre-stress, which is 1250 sine of 0.05. So VP is 62.5 kilonewton. Now directly the shear resistance is given by VCW is equal to BWI by S root of FT square plus 0.8 FCP FT plus, because of the parabolic cable, plus VP. So this VCW is, substituting the values, 150 into 3.166 into 10 to the power of 10 I value divided by S, statical movement, 41.06 into 10 to the power of 6 into root of 1.7 square plus FT square plus 0.8 into 4.9 into 1.7 plus this VP. VP is 62.5, it is kilonewton into 10 to the power of 3. So which is given by 4 point. So this value comes around to be 4.19 into 10 to the power of 5 newtons, or 419.9 kilonewton. So, or you can calculate it by the IS code equation. So VCW is 0.67 BW into H root of FT square plus 0.8 FCP FT plus VP. So this VCW, according to this equation, it will be 373.14 kilonewton. This is as per IS code. So this is the solution for the first problem. Now taking second problem now. Now this second problem is the unsymmetrical I section. It is bridge girder. Area of cross section is mentioned 777 into 10 to the power of 3. E is exponential here. Second moment of area, width of the section. So with all these, we'll first draw the section. The bottom flange, sectional properties of the bottom flange is not mentioned here. So top flange is 1200 by 360. Instead of this, the centroidal distance is mentioned. See, the centroid is located at 580 mm from top. So the bottom dimension is not required. So this is 580. If not, if the complete section is mentioned, then you determine the centroid. And this is 240. Statical moment S. Now for statical moment, we'll take the above portion, because below portion is not mentioned. Section properties of below portion is not mentioned. So above central axis the portion is mentioned, so therefore we'll take that part. So therefore the statical moment S is the flange 1200 by 360 into the CG 400 from the central axis plus the web part 240 into 220 into CG is 110. So this comes to be S is equal to 1.786 into 10 to the power of 8 mm cube. Now moment of inertia is directly mentioned. It is 22 into 10 to the power of 10. into 10 to the power of 10 mm raised to 4. Area of concrete is mentioned as 777 into 10 to the power of 3 mm square. Area of steel is mentioned at 700 mm square, and initial stress is mentioned here is 800 Newton per mm square. The FT value you get it as 4.5. The tensile strength of the concrete is mentioned directly. The tensile strength of concrete is 4.5 Newton per mm square. So Ft is 4.5 Newton per mm square. Eccentricity is 1220 mm. Pre-stressing force is the stress into area. Initial stress is stress into area of steel. So stress is 800 and area of steel is 700. So therefore pre-stressing force you will get it as 560 kilonewton. FCP compressive pre-stress eta P by A 560 is effective into 10 to the power of 3, that divided by area of concrete 777 into 10 to the power of 3. So FCP value is 0.72 Newton per mm square. So now this is again you have parabolic cable. So for parabolic cable you have to add the vertical component of pre-stressing force Vp. So Vp is eta P sine theta or P sine theta. So eta P is the effective pre-stress 560 into 10 to the power of 3 into sine of theta. Theta is 4E by L, 4 into 1220 divided by L, 40 into 10 to the power of 3. So we'll get theta as 0.122 radians. So substituting that, so you will get it as Vp is equal to 68.32 kilonewton. Now therefore finally the VCW BWI by S into root of Ft square plus 0.8 FCP Ft plus Vp. If we substitute all this, we'll get VCW as 1481.2 kilonewton. So this is the shear resistance of the given section. This is the solution. Now we'll have another last problem on flexural shear failure. So these two problems were on web shear failure. Now we'll have problem on flexural shear failure. So this problem is a unsymmetrical T section, whose dimensions are mentioned. All the data are given. Now we'll draw the section first. (150). The neutral axis is overall depth 1300. The neutral axis is 545 from top and 755 from bottom. So it is mentioned here. Distance of top and bottom fibers from centroid is 545 and 755 mm respectively. So no need to calculate the centroid. So it is already mentioned. So this is the section. M value here, what you have to determine is you have to check for the flexural shear resistance of the section, use IS code recommendations. You have the moment value at a particular section. The beam is subject to ultimate moment M value and shear force V value. So moment and shear force are mentioned, so that means it is flexural shear failure. So M value is 2130 kilonewton meter. Shear force V is 237 kilonewton. Effective depth is 1100 mm. Effective depth is also mentioned. Moment of inertia I. If any of the values are not mentioned, you need to determine. Now I value is 665 into 10 to the power of 8 mm raised to 4. Area of pre-stressing steel is 2310 mm square. Area of steel. FPU 2310, so that 2310 FPU is, sorry, not 2310, 2310 is area of pre-stressing steel. FPU value is 1500, that is tensile strength of the tendon, 1500 Newton per mm square. FPE is tensile strength of effective stress in tendon after the losses, so it is 890 Newton per mm square. So effective stress in the tendon after all losses, FPE value. Tensile strength of the tendon, FPU value. Area of pre-stressing steel, moment of inertia. Then effective pre-stress at extreme tensile fiber of the beam, so that means the FPT value. So FPT value is directly mentioned, it is 19.3 Newton per mm square. 19.3. FCK value is mentioned, effective depth is mentioned, FCK 45. Now the equation that we need to consider here is the shear resistance due to flexural shear cracks, which is given by VCF is equals to 1 minus 0.55 FPE by FPU into tau C BW into D plus M naught by M into V. This is the equation. Now you have to calculate M naught, where M naught is 0.8 FPT I by YB, which is 0.8 FPT is 19.3. Moment of inertia is 665 into 10 to the power of 8, that divided by IB 755, that is centroidal distance from the bottom, extreme bottom fiber, 755. So IB is, if you recall back, IB is distance of extreme tensile fiber from the center of the beam section. Tension fiber is at the bottom, so therefore from the bottom it is 755. So if you calculate this, M naught is 1359.9 kilonewton meter. This is the M naught value, that is moment necessary to produce zero stress in concrete at extreme tensile fiber of the concrete. Now we have to calculate tau C from the table now. So this tau C from table 6 of IS 1343 1980, page number, if you could see, it is page number 47. So this is the table. So for table 6, design shear strength of concrete tau c value. So for this first column is 100 AP by B into D, the percentage of steel. The tau c value is mentioned for M30 grade of concrete, M35 grade of concrete, and M40 and above. There are 3 columns: 30, M30, M35, and M40 and above. So where AP is the area of pre-stressing tendon. Now you need to calculate the 100 AP by B into D value. So area of pre-stressing percentage of steel, 100 APS by BW into D. So 100 AP is 2310 area of pre-stressing steel divided by width of the web 150 into depth is 1100, effective depth is 1100. So this comes around to be 1.5. So for 1.5, and the grade of the concrete is 45. So for 1.5, so for 100 APS by B into D for 1.5, and the grade of concrete is 45, that is it will be M40 and above. So referring that value for 1.5 corresponding to 1.5, the tau c value is 0.79. So therefore for M45, that is for M40 and above, tau c value is directly 0.79 Newton per mm square. If suppose if 100 APS by BWD, the percentage of steel is in between the values, so then you have to interpolate the results. So tau c value is over. Now we have calculated all the values. So therefore VCF, substituting into the equation, VCF 1 minus 0.55 FP by FPU, 1 minus 0.55 FPE by FPU, 890 by 1500 into tau c value is 0.79 into BW, width of the web 150 into effective depth 1100 plus M naught by M into V. M naught is the calculated value, M naught is 1359.9. 1359.9, it is kilonewton meter. So now we are referring Newton and mm. So in Newton and mm it is into 10 to the power of 6. So that divided by M value 2130. The moment at a section, you need to calculate the shear force, shear resistance for corresponding to moment. M is 2130 kilonewton meter and V 237 kilonewton. So these at a particular section where it is asked to calculate the shear strength, the moment and shear force values are mentioned. So that is M and V. So 2130 into 10 to the power of 6 into V value 237, it is kilonewton, into 10 to the power of 3. So if you calculate, you will get VCF as 239.12 kilonewton. So this is the shear resistance of the given section, 239.12. But this, what is the shear force? The shear force correspond at that particular section, the shear force is 237 kilonewton. So that means your resisting force is greater than the V value, 237 kilonewton at the section. That means it is safe. So this is how you can calculate the shear resistance of a section for flexural shear failure. So this ends the problem. So in the next video, we'll see how to provide shear resistance for the PSC section. Thank you.